Hello. I'm trying to get the webcam settled so you're not seeing everything else. I'm sorry, maybe I'll turn off that light in the background. Oh, that works. Okay, so I'm thinking that I probably have to have my headset in, so let me put that in. I don't know if it'll, grab the sound. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. That's okay. It just means that I can't walk that far away, which is probably a good thing. So you're seeing the back of my office and everything else. So, okay. So I have my script. I basically typed it out and printed it, and it's what I'm going to use to kind of go off of. Like I said, I scripted it and I'm going to try not to read it. I'm going to try to look at it and then look up and, things like that. So I really appreciate your feedback. So here we go. Lessons in personhood, the importance of building powerful relationships with everyone you encounter. So I've always been what you would call an outgoing individual. When my mother would go to parent-teacher conferences year after year, it never failed. When she asked how I was doing in school, she would always get the same response. Kristen is such a smart young lady, but I can never get her to stop talking. Chatty Cathy, blabbermouth, loquacious, whatever you want to call it, I would never shut up. I mean, I even talk in my sleep. But this character trait or flaw, depending on who you asked, would be my key to building meaningful relationships throughout life. They used to say I could talk to a wall, but in my mind, when I was talking, I was making others feel more comfortable. Comfort. It's a necessity in forming truly meaningful relationships. People need to feel comfortable when talking to you, whether they're seeking advice, telling you a story, or simply needing to vent. When there's a level of comfort and familiarity, conversations automatically flow and relationships are solidified. And human nature tells us we need relationships to survive. So let me set the stage for you. We moved to a small town in Northeast Florida about 11 years ago from South Florida. And anyone who knows South Florida knows it's a bustling metropolis that I hated. Everyone was stressed. Keeping up with the Joneses was a real thing, and days passed by so quickly because everyone was so busy. So when we moved to a town without even a Target in it, it was a huge adjustment. The town was like a mini Peyton Place. Everyone was related or knew someone who knew someone. It was like a crazy circle of life that always ended back in the same place. So I had to do my homework when looking for friendships. It was not easy bustling into the town's already formed circles of trust. I was not working yet, and my husband owns a small business with very few employees, so not much opportunity there. So, to start making friends, we joined Rotary, which is a service organization, and I started playing bunco with some neighborhood ladies whom were much, much older than me. To be honest, it was extremely difficult. Difficult to not just have surface conversation about the weather or what color the wacky neighbor painted their house. I had to really focus in on the person and their likes and needs. And this began my creation of Lessons in Personhood. So, Lessons in Personhood are my simple ideas that I have on how to treat people and form relationships. You never know what someone is dealing with or what has happened to shape their day, let alone their life. We never know when we will come in contact again with that person or when we will need them. The world is way too small, almost like 6 degrees of separation. Your past is always going to be part of your future. So let me break down the 3 simple lessons in personhood that I live by in order to ensure that my connection with all those I encounter is meaningful. Lesson 1, honesty. It's the only policy that matters. Now, I'm not saying to tell people everything that comes into your mind, but on the stuff that counts, be honest. Like my mother always said, it's the best policy. Better to be straightforward at the beginning than to have to skirt around the subject and play fix it at a later date. People who appreciate trust will be your friends. People who don't, you're better off without anyways. Lesson 2, give more than you receive. Relationships are like two-way streets. You have to give to get. And if you're just always wanting to get, that connection will never work. As I've gotten older and wiser, the number of relationships that I have dwindled tremendously. I was always that girl who knew someone no matter what room I entered, and I could strike up a conversation with just about anyone. But there is a huge difference between acquaintances and friends. Think about those few people in your life that you treasure. You share your inner thoughts with, you can count on them. Those are the relationships you need to feed with love in order to make them survive. Always remember that someone's effort in a relationship is a reflection of their interest in you. Lesson 3, set the tone. Treat others as you want to be treated yourself. It's that golden rule we always talk to children about. Think about the old saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. This has cost me so many relationships. I recommend thinking about what you're going to say and how it sounds when you say it in your head. Would I like someone talking to me this way? How does it come off? So many good intentioned thoughts are masked by attitude and sarcasm simply because those conversations are had without prior thought. When thinking about your current relationships, which ones do you value the conversation? Are you excited to connect with these people again? Are you making plans before you even leave them? These are the relationships that you have worked hard to keep and will cherish in the future. A relationship is more than finding that one good person. It's also about being that good person as well. So, as you can see, I am an organized and planned out person. It's like OCD meet type A. I mean, I created lessons to guide my relationship building, for God's sakes. Taking time to be focused and meaningful in all contacts is so very important. Strong relationships have such a major influence on our quality of life. I know that I look back at fond memories of the people that were involved and feel very thankful. Relationships are the cause of these amazing moments in my life. Remember, relationships are not based on the length of time you've had together. It's based on the foundation you've built together. Take time building that structure, and your relationships will be healthy from the start. I always feel that when I find others who are my kind of crazy, it's the perfect match. I tell them to get in, hang on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Thank you.